Hi, and welcome. My name is Anida Rehom. I'm the financial literacy coach for St. Philip's College. And today we're going to be discussing creating financial goals. And you're probably wondering, what's a financial goal? Right? So financial goals consist of many different things. It can be saving for a house, for a down payment for a house. It can be paying off a medical payment. It can be miscellaneous income. It can be paying off credit card debt, saving for your college fund or your college tuition, saving for a vacation. Whatever the case is, those are different financial goals. And so you're probably wondering, do I need a financial goal? Some of you might already have financial goals that have been set. My question to you is, are you reaching those financial goals? Are you tracking them to see if you're progressing in that goal? Have you already met that goal? Have you established new goals? And so we're just going to dive into it and talk about creating financial goals and how to create one, how to prioritize them, how to track them, things like that. And so what are the first steps of setting financial goals? And so there are 5 different steps when it comes to setting financial goals. And so number 1, you figure out what matters to you. Before creating a financial plan or a financial goal, you need to understand your goals. Again, my goals or someone else's goals are going to be completely different from yours. And that's okay, because no person is the same. Everyone else is a different journey financially, and that's okay. So yours could be, the first thing could be wanting to set up a bank account, wanting to set up a savings account if you don't have a bank account or a savings. It could be, deciding to save for spring break. It could be saving for a computer. They could be very different from my goals, and that's totally fine. But understand your goals and where you want to be, okay? Step 2 is to prioritize. Your goals need to be prioritized. So you can have a list of goals, and that's fine. Have a list of goals, but prioritize them. They're short-term, midterm, and long-term goals. And so we want to make sure that you're able to create these goals in a manner where you're still able to accomplish them, because what we don't want is for you to set a goal and then set yourself up for failure. And then you're going to be like, I don't want to set up a goal. I tried it. I don't like it. It's very difficult. It's very hard for me to keep track of it. It's too much. And so we're going to try to help you set them and prioritize them on what's most important to you. Step 3 is to apply the SMART goal strategy. Step 4 is to create a realistic budget. And for the month of October, we're talking about the art of budgeting. So being able to track your expenses. So what's coming in, what's going out, right? A realistic budget. And then always check your progress. That's very important, because we want to make sure that you're moving along in your goal and that you're reaching those goals that you're setting for yourself, because that's important for you to be successful financially. And so step 1, what matters to you? Is it paying off debt? Is it an emergency savings? Is it a vacation? Is it a down payment for a car, a down payment for a house, pay off your house, security deposit for an apartment? Whatever the case is, it's what matters to you, because it's very easy for someone to tell you, Anita, this is your goal. We set this goal for you. You now need to accomplish it, without them really knowing what my financial background is, what payments I have. So we give you the tools and the skills that you need to set your goals, and we help you along the way, ensuring that you can accomplish them, okay? Step 2 is prioritize. There can be many goals that you may want to accomplish, but it's important to prioritize what goals mean the most to you. Some may be closer than others, and we can categorize them in short-term, midterm, and long-term goals. Short-term, anywhere between, I would say, current to about 2 years, maybe a little bit less than 2 years. Midterm, 3, to 5. Long-term, 5 and above, 6 and above. So whatever those goals are, you can still work towards them. Again, making sure that you're prioritizing what means most to you right now. Step 3 is to apply the SMART goal strategy. So the SMART goal strategy is very important. We use this at St. Philip's College. We use it throughout Alma districts, and it's very helpful because it gives everybody what goal we're trying to achieve and keeps things in perspective. So everybody on the team knows what we're trying to accomplish, okay? So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And they help set clear intentions. Okay, so for this example, Austin is setting the financial goal. So he's very specific about what he wants. Austin wants to save money for college. A lot of you are probably going to be transferring over into a four-year university, and that's amazing. And I encourage that wholeheartedly. I want you to be successful in your educational journey as well. And so when it comes to having to save money for college, have you already started researching the college that you're wanting to transfer over into? So have you started looking at the cost of tuition, the cost per credit hour? If you haven't, start looking into that, because financial aid may not cover all of your tuition when you transfer over. So you're going to have out-of-pocket costs. I still highly encourage you to apply for scholarships if you're considering taking out a student loan. That's your last resort. Don't take out a student loan. Apply for scholarships. That's free money. That's money that you don't have to pay back. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So Austin wants to save money for college. Is it specific? It's very specific. It's very specific that he wants to save money. Austin's going to save $200. Is it measurable? It is measurable. It's giving us an amount. It's $600. Can he save $600, right? It's attainable. Austin will spend $25 less on entertainment every month in order to save that $25 instead. It is attainable. Can I save $25? Can you? We can do that. We can definitely do that. As you can already tell, even in the wording, he will spend $25 less in entertainment. So for those of you who have already watched The Art of Budgeting, there are different ways to track money. And one of those ways is the envelope system, right? So every envelope you have is categorized. So if there's one for entertainment and you're putting $50 into entertainment, basically, instead of putting 50, now you're putting 25, because we're going to save that $25 from entertainment. That makes sense. Okay, so realistic. Austin has determined the opportunity cost of saving money is more valuable than spending that extra $25 on entertainment every month. That's realistic. He realizes that him wanting to go to college and help pay for his tuition is more valuable than having to spend that $25 in entertainment every month. And time bound. What is time bound? How long are you giving yourself to complete this goal? Austin will save money for the next 2 years, okay? So Austin will save $600 for college. Austin will decide that he's willing to spend $25 less on entertainment every month in order to save $25 per month for the next 2 years. So if you take $25 times 24, right, because there's 12 months in a year, so times 24, that's 2 years, that gives us our $600. A great way to ensure that you're reaching your goal at the end of every month, do you have that $25? Let's say your goal is to save $600 by spring break. You know, we are going to be October already. So can you save $600 by spring break? Depending on what your budget is, it's possible that you can do that. But how much are you willing to set aside? What does your actual budget look like? Okay. So this is very attainable. It is very smart of Austin to do this, because instead of spending that $25, he's going to save that. So it's for creating a realistic budget. Again, going into like the envelope system, get a monthly budget worksheet. Find one, and I have some. If you want some, you can email me. I can definitely email it to you. But it sets money aside for gas. It sets money aside for rent, entertainment, eating, all of those things, childcare, if you have a child, food, groceries, medical, things like that. And so then you're already categorizing that money and setting it aside. Now, for those of you who live with your parents and you're like, well, I don't have a job, do I need to set a financial goal? Maybe a goal would be trying to get a part-time job so you can start saving money, so you can start working hands-on with money that you receive and start seeing what you can do with it. Some of you may already have a part-time job and having to help pay some of the bills at home. I know that I did when I lived with my mom and I was going to school. And so it's like, can I afford to give them $100? Can I afford to give them $40? Hey, mom, dad, I'll take on the water bill to relieve that bill from you. So things like that. So whatever those goals are, again, it could be something minor. It can be something little, just wanting to help your parents monthly and setting that money aside for them, $40. You know, that can be a goal too after you pay your bills. Like, I want to be able to give my parents $40 a month. Can I do that? Let's look at my budget. Let's look at my bills. Let's look, where can I cut money out? And so it's very when I say cut money out, like where can I reduce the spending? Because in working with the students pre-COVID, a lot of students didn't realize how much they're spending at eating out. And when we're on campus, they're like, I was at the bookstore buying a Coke every day. It was always a Coke and a pack of peanuts and a bag of chips. And so that was common because they're there all day. And so when we started adding all that up, they're like, wow, miss, like that's a lot of money that I spend on a day-to-day basis. And it is. And we don't think about it because we're just thinking, oh, it's only $4 here. Well, that $4 every day adds up. And so we want to make sure that you are setting a realistic budget that can be attainable and achievable, and not stretching yourself thin by still trying to reach your financial goals. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a realistic budget, if you don't have a good budget set, that creates a domino effect where if you do have bills to pay, that your bills are now being paid late, and then late fees are getting added and tacked on interest. If your money's stretched and you're not calculating or tracking where your money's going, and you're just swiping that card, swipe, 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 because it's so easy just to pull it out and swipe. Is there money in the account? Are you now getting drafted like NSF fees for non-sufficient funds? So that means that could potentially mean that if you paid a credit card and that credit card payment didn't go through, credit card companies charging you a late fee on top of a non-sufficient fund fee, on top of the bank charging you those. And every time you do that, that's an extra $25, $30 at the bank. And the consumer is charging you, the credit card company is charging you. So it's very important that you set a budget that you're following, because in turn, if you don't and you don't track your spending, it can create a financial burden for you in the long run. Not only a financial burden with having to pay all those fees back, but it hurts and damages your credit. And that can be very hard to come back from. Because I've met a lot of people like, oh, my credit's already shot, my credit already this, my credit already that. And so they're already in that mindset that I can't make it work. But if we just set up a budget according to what income you have coming in and what expenses you have going out, then we can try to see what other situations or scenarios that we can play out. Can we get you a part-time job? Can we save to pay off this credit card to get something off of your plate? Can we talk to the creditors? Things like that. And so we're here to help you, right? So it's always important to create a realistic budget, not only for yourself, but to set, for your financial goals as well, to make sure that you accomplish them. And monitor and track your progress. And you're probably like, how am I supposed to monitor and track my progress? At the end of every month, if you were supposed to save $50, do you have $50 saved? That's number one way to track your progress. Do you have the money saved that you set in your SMART goal that you were going to set aside? And so it's always keep track of how you're spending your money, and if you're meeting your SMART goals for your monthly attainable goal that you set. So again, you set this goal, so there should be no reason on why you can't attain it. Again, it's very different for me to say, okay, I'm going to set a goal for you every month and it's $100. And in reality, that $100 is already spread out to other bills, and you can't save but maybe 10. Saving something is better than nothing. You always have to start somewhere to get somewhere. So I want you to remember that when you're setting these financial goals, that you're setting them up with the thought in mind of, is it a SMART goal? Is it specific? Is it attainable? Is it measurable? Is it at a good time frame? Things like that, because you want to make sure that you're not setting yourself up for failure, okay? And so I want to thank y'all for watching. My name is Anita Rehome. My phone number is wrong. It is 210-486-2140. And you can email me at erehome@alamo.edu. You can also visit my page at www.alamo.edu/spc/financial-literacy/ or you can just in the search menu, look for financial literacy, and it's always the second tab under Title III Administration, and scroll all the way down to the bottom. My information's there. Again, it's 210-486. I don't know where I came up with 284, but I apologize. But if you guys are needing anything, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Y'all have a great day. I hope to see y'all soon.